My name's Carl.
My name's Oscar.
And this is Who Would Watch This? No, you go.
Who would watch
oh,
this?
sorry. You go.
Stop, just stop.
Hang on.
Who would watch this? Okay, okay. There's a system in place. Okay, it's 3, 2, 1. I go, then you'll go,
okay.
And then it's okay.
Let's do another countdown. 10.
Yeah, 3,
9, 8.
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and then try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we're talking about Twist from 2020 or 2021. Do we know when this film came?
2021. 2021, because it was featured in the Razzies this year,
True.
so you know it's
That's
good.
why we're doing it. Currently has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 9%, a Letterboxd rating of 1.8, and an IMDb score of 4.1. Oscar, what's the plot?
Oh, this is my easiest read yet. A modern take on the classic tale of Oliver Twist. That's a blatant fucking lie. That's a lie. There's so much more. Imagine Oliver Twist, a classic retelling, but with none of the classic elements, and it's kind of a shit version of Ocean's 11 with a lot of parkour thrown in it. That's the plot.
Here's the thing. If you're going to write a heist film, be a smart person.
Oh, it's so mean to John Rafehall, Sally Collette, and Matthew Parkhill. Also, Charles Dickens. That's right, Charles Dickens wrote this one.
I believe this is actually his original vision, but parkour wasn't a thing. So he really had to wait for the times to grow up to really get his vision.
Oliver Twist has been sitting dormant, really, just gathering dust. And finally, its tale can actually be told, and how Charles actually wanted it to be told.
A lot of people don't realize that the original Oliver Twist isn't actually based on a Charles Dickens novel. It's actually based on a Charles Dickens screenplay of this.
Charles Dickens wrote the entire screenplay, went, fuck, it's the 1830s, shit. All right, I'll write a book. I have 3 volumes of books. And truly, it got lost to history until 2021, baby.
It's true. They dug this up. Along with COVID, it's from the same cave.
Carl, before we get any further into the glory that is Twist, should we go back to last week, before we'd seen the movie, and then try and figure out who would watch this?
Yep, let's get back in time.
Carl, we looked at the Razzie list. During that episode, we found out that Twist is a thing, a modern retelling of Oliver Twist. It looks bad. We've never heard anything of it. We saw the trailer and immediately decided to watch it. Who do we think is going to watch it?
I mean, I was pretty excited about the concept as soon as we found out live on the air. I think you can hear the giddiness in my voice. So maybe it's for me. Who's to know?
Here's the thing. We're going in blank. No one knows. All we know is that the Razzies are gone. This is not worthy of your time.
It's true. And, depending on how well this is, I'm excited to watch the Diana musical. So, let's see how we go.
So far, you think it's for you. I'm going to go ahead and say, if you hate Oliver Twist, this is yours. You're going to love this.
I think it's definitely... It might also just be for people that love a stacked cast of British actors. Not prestige British actors, but just British actors.
That's all British TV though, so you can go anywhere for that. Look on, watch every episode of Midsummer Murders, and you're good. You'll get that fix.
It's true. Orlando Bloom's in 90% of those episodes, constantly in the background. I'm keen for the final episode of Midsummer Murders where they reveal that there was just one killer the entire time. What a twist that would be! You've put away the wrong killer every time, and
the
it's
whole episode is just removing masks for 20. It's 60 minutes of that. And I was this guy.
And then they look at the Midsummer Murders detectives right in the eyes, and he's like, "I would have gotten away with it too, if it weren't for you meddling cunts and your dog."
You meddling two fucks. How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you?
You're not even real FBI. Oh, imagine if it was like a Shutter Island-esque thing where it turned out the two detectives in Midsummer Murders were actually just mental patients.
Oh my god, that would blow my
Spoilers.
goddamn mind. Yeah, spoilers. We wrote it.
What I love saying a full spoiler than just saying spoilers at the end. Like, I've justified it. It's okay for me to do. If you've listened to me saying spoilers, that's on you because I did
Just
say
whatever you've heard, erase that from your brain. Just spoilers,
absolutely.
gone. It's out there. It's gone.
Gone. Absolutely unmemorable as soon as somebody goes spoilers at the end. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna say right now, this movie's for England.
All of England. I'm gonna say
All
it's
of
for all
England.
of France. Yeah, a bit of a rivalry going on there.
It's funny because basically what I'm saying is the movie's for you.
I am French. That is correct. Yes.
Sacre bleu!
Carl, fuck this movie. Fuck everything about this movie. I'm upset. We shouldn't have watched it. We should have listened to the Academy. I'm very upset. Let's what just first initial thoughts. What are you thinking?
Wait, so you didn't like this?
Listen, I like the parkour. I like the lack of singing. I like the heist that I don't understand still after reading the plot and seeing the movie. But every other element was, I mean, near perfection.
I realized I was watching a true classic when David Walliams came on screen, and I went, now we know we're in peak cinema.
No, you were watching Britain's Got Talent. That was a different show.
Oh, really? Bummer. Do you reckon if David Walliams was to see this film on Britain's Got Talent, he'd click the X?
I think he'd press the big golden button. He's like, there I am. There I am.
People would be like, let them finish! And he'd be like, no, we're minutes in and I think it's awful. And Simon Cowell would be like, is this how you make a movie? And then their interchangeable female judge, because they never stick to one, would go, yes.
Are they South African?
It's for the listener to decide what accent I was doing.
I don't think they thought you were doing Simon Cowell either. That was...
I was doing a young Simon Cowell, so a lot of people haven't heard what he sounds like, so they forget. Before
right.
the Botox, his jaw could open.
His mouth used to move. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
now he's just
true.
a sex doll, essentially.
He's now actually a really good ventriloquism act.
David Walliam gets on his knees, arm up his ass, and just frickin', you know what? You're pretty smelly. So he always nails them.
It's true. I think it's mean that you critiqued my Simon
I don't
Cowell.
know why you're critiquing it, because Simon's in my room. So how about that? That was actually Simon.
Are you a
I am,
ventriloquism
yes.
act?
Someone...
Is Simon... David Williams' hands up, Simon's ass, and his arm is up.
It's the human
your
centipede
ass.
of ventriloquism.
Ventriloquism.
That's the thing about a joke. It's always funny when you stutter.
I think people forget that great comedic timing is not being able to say the joke properly at all.
Here's the thing: if a joke lags, you kind of got a bit of time to process what you're about to say.
It's actually good. People forget that good pacing of a joke is doing what I just did. There's layers to that joke, I'll tell you.
Layers that the audience won't be able to see because it's all visual, baby.
I did an incredible... And that's it.
All right, Carl. Okay, so essentially, Twist is Oliver Twist, but retold in a gritty England. That's right, it's modern day England.
We're told up front from the voiceover, there ain't no singing or dancing in this tale.
No happy.
And I was like, well, what's the fucking point? Why am I watching this then? If you're not going to say, oh, can I have some more? Then this isn't a fucking Oliver Twist adaptation, is it? This is you being just a kooky little, ooh, I like parkour, I'm British, I'm related to Jude Law. That's not fun.
So let's go into it. That's Oliver, or Twist as this movie wants to be calling it. It's Jude Law's son.
It is, we know this due to the receded hairline at a young age.
And then he's bounced back. We got Raph. So that's Twist. That's Twist. That's our main character. Okay?
Yeah. He doesn't go by Oliver. Because does his mum die or run
Yes,
away?
we get shown. We let's just start it off. We're introduced where it because essentially the film's like we know you're not going to hold your attention for 80 minutes, so we're going to have a daring parkour chase where someone's running across some buildings, falls off, gets an envelope's taken. I'm invested. Then to the dead mother twist story.
Yeah, so we've got the mother is just like, I'm really into art. Oliver, come to the museum with me and we'll look at some nice art. She like points at a painting of a woman drowning in a river, and then she's like, God, I wish that was me. That's what you make me feel like, Oliver. God, I wish that I was that woman.
If I knew I was going to have a child going by twist, I would have ended it quicker. And yet here you are, jumping around causing a muck.
She looks at that painting and goes, that woman's happy. She mustn't have had kids. Like,
well, it's great as well, because so essentially they're very poor. They're so poor that, I'll be honest, his mum's pulled a very good fast one on twist. Essentially, she's gone, listen, we can't afford a holiday ice cream, so I'll tell you what we can do. You can draw that shit, and that's pretty much as good as it gets.
I think it would have been so funny if later in the film it's revealed Oliver just fucking lives off paper. He draws a nice meal, but then just eats the paper and is like, satisfying.
That was roast beef today. All full, thanks, Mum. The mum, and I was confused, but luckily Wikipedia has my back. The mum dies of unknown causes.
So she does die? Yeah, because I guess they go to a funeral. But the painting made me think that she faked her death and was like tapping out.
This kid's eating paper. I'm done. I'm through with this shit.
I've seen how well this kid can get off a high chair. He's got parkour ahead of him. He'll be fine.
Anyway, so the mum dies. She essentially like paints a picture. Like the last one she ever does is like, I think it's pretty bad. It's like that whole like, hey, what if I'm looking at the painting and the paintings look at the painting? It's like a whole system of paintings. She does one of those. Twist is like, I'm going to keep that even though I'm 9. He then learns to parkour. Do we learn how he parkours?
Yeah, I think he actually has that power Mary Poppins does, that he can travel into a painting, and that's how he's learned to parkour.
Gotcha. So he's going to a painting of parkour lessons, and he's jumped in that. And while he was hungry, he had a little snack.
Imagine if the ending reveal of the movie is he hops out of a painting. He's like, that was a fun adventure I had in that one. What about this one? And jumps into another one. It's like, be continued.
Imagine this. This character can go anywhere. Anywhere. Endless sequels. Endless sequels. You can't escape the Twist franchise.
It's a new Doctor Who. They're like, people are rejecting Doctor Who, but you know who they love? Oliver Twist. How can we make him the center point of a sci-fi show? I know, we'll begin it as a subtle heist.
A subtle heist is exactly what this is. It's kind of like, listen, we didn't realize we had to be a heist movie until the 70th minute. So, yeah, things are going to be pretty sped along pretty quick.
I have a very mean comment that's like, who let Oliver wear a vest to a funeral?
Oh, no, fuck off. This cunt is wearing the Shrek vest from Shrek. He's wearing a white tee and that hideous thing that Shrek wears. You know, that gross, like, scaly vest? Oliver's wearing that. He then grows up. He must have bought another one because he was like, oh wow, my fashion sense at 9 at that funeral was on point. Let me continue this like a cartoon.
I wish he was wearing a really tiny one. Just like it's still the year 9 one. It comes up to like his nipple.
It's just a leathery crop top. He's like, wow, I don't stand out at all, especially when I'm jumping on roofs.
Rita Ora takes a look at him and is like, let's not help him.
Anyway, let's get into it. Twist is like, man, my mum's dead, but don't worry, I'm 16, I'm going to jump on some roofs. We get 5 minutes of parkour. There's a lot of parkour in this first.
There's 3 parkour sequences in 8 minutes.
Yeah.
That's too much parkour.
I think it's egregious as well, because, listen, good for the film, because it took 9 production companies to make this, but you get 9 at the start of the film, and then they have the audacity to be like, well, while he's parkouring, might as well chuck them up as well. So we've got like 18 production companies and parkour. I'm so uninvested at this point, I'm scared this is the movie.
I was really worried that this would be like an entire film parkoured. Like, it would all dialogue, everything, he'd just be parkouring and being like, yeah, it was tough when my mum died. Like, kickflip.
Oh god. We won't even get it. The GoPro footage they use is just just doesn't set the tone well, does it?
Do we know if he's doing any parkour? Or it's all stunt doubles.
I assume it's stunt doubles. No way they were like, "Hey, Jude Law's son, quick cue. While you're doing this twist adaptation, do you want to just quickly learn how to parkour?" Is the parkour impressive? I don't think I was that impressed by any of the parkour.
Oh my god! In comparison to like Casino Royale or something like that, God no.
There's like a bit in like, Always Sunny. I just watched where like they have like a guy fall from like each level of a stair. So much more impressive. That's a visual gag for like 4 seconds, more than this entire film does.
Yeah, I think what would have been funny if like there's these 8-minute parkour sequences, but then it's revealed that he barely moved. He's just back at the beginning spot.
That would be funny. Should we get into our band of characters?
Yeah, I would also like to say that during a police chase, he loses his pants.
He does. It's pretty funny.
I think that's the movie trying to be humorous. And yes, I did find it funny.
Oh, you did. You found that bit funny. Because I wrote...
It's true. I thought it was fun because I wasn't wearing pants. And I was like, now he's relatable.
No, he's relatable. That's the thing about a character. You know, when I was also wearing that hideous vest, so I was also invested. So there you go. Bit of fun. Essentially, he's parkouring. He's stealing from police. We get introduced to Rita Ora, and who's playing Dodge, the Artful Dodger, but this one she's called Dodge. And her best friend, Batsy?
Yeah,
Batsy.
I kept on thinking it was Banksy, but it's Bantsy
Yeah,
or something
it's
like
Banksy.
I might, for the sake of the podcast, call him Banksy.
I think that's wise. Banksy is the hacker of the group. Rita Ora is the wisecracking.
Is he the hacker?
Apparently so. That was the trailer.
Oh, I didn't get that at all. Why were they going to put him in the box at the end then? What was the hacker going to do? Oh, this unravels the entire plot.
This is the design. Oh, this is out the window. Throw it in the bin.
You actually don't. Now you've said it, the movie worked. This is the key I needed. Now it makes sense.
Oh, here I unlock it, and wow, flawless. 10 out of 10.
Oh, it's just me pushing a key into dog shit. It changes nothing. It's just getting squidgier and deeper.
Now your key's ruined as well.
Until I've lost my home key.
You keep trying to unlock poo. It's just not going to work, Carl.
It's how I think I'll get into the Matrix.
No, you gotta jump into a painting. That's the real way to get in.
I do like that. So a lot of the beginning of the movie is people attempting to have a conversation, then being immediately interrupted by having to parkour.
Yeah.
And I do think the full film should be that. Just like a near full minute of conversation before being like, no, run, we'll talk later. And then getting to talk slightly later, only to be interrupted
They keep
again.
reaching characters like, oh, thank God, Michael Caine, you're here. Michael, we gotta run. And then Michael flips off a building like, I'll meet you guys at Grand Station.
The police keep just barging in, like, through windows, shattering and shit like that. And just like, oh my God, run. Like, during the heist, from the police's point of view, it's a non-stop marathon through London for 3 days.
Oh, it's so good. Okay.
The other thing that's fun is the movie's transitions aren't just cuts, but sometimes a spray can going shh into the next
You
scene.
can buy that filter for $20 on Adobe. It's $20 to buy that one if you want that one. So good on the film.
I'm sure they got a deal where they got like 3 for $10 or something, you know, like.
No, they stole it. They stole it on Adobe.
Don't insinuate they had $20 for Adobe. They did not.
It was a stolen copy. It was like a 2014 version of Adobe. They were like, fuck, most of these plugins don't work. Thank God it's all practical effects because all we've done is film parkour.
Do you think they thought Jude Law was going to turn up to set? And Jude Law was like, I've set the sun, I'm too hungover. And they were like,
Damn it, we got Raft again. This keeps happening to us. Why does he keep sending his son for these big moments? Half of Dumbledore's shit in the new one's just fucking Raft from the back in a wig.
Be so funny. God, I'm keen to see Jude Law in this film. It's the other Law. Damn.
Okay, so you're right. They steal their pants. Rita Ora is like, hey, we've got pants. And the man's like, well, I've lived in a hard London, so I know to follow strangers for pants. So he follows them to, I don't know what this is. I'm sure, like in Oliver Twist, it's like the cool hangout space where like the children come to eat. But in this one, it's like a cool, like modern living, but Michael Caine's the owner. It's like a bunch of like stolen shit. There's like pinball machines. There's an ATM in one of the fucking things. It's just brand new lights everywhere. It's very strange.
Yeah. It seems like not a safe place.
No, and it is called the safe haven.
Yeah. They're like, oh, this can be your home now. And I'd be like, I don't want to sit anywhere. I don't want to. If there was a bathroom here, I would not poo. I would not put my butt cheeks onto the plate.
I'd clench and go to a public bathroom. That's how desperate I am.
I'd clench so hard I have to vomit.
Here's the thing.
That's it. It has to find another way out.
Here's the thing. I need a puke up vomit, and I still wouldn't sit on Michael Caine's dusty ass toilet. I don't want to.
Do we think that Twist should have actually even been able to afford underwear? Do we not think his pants should have been taken and he's just got his cock out?
Raph demanded it, but Jude was like, listen, I don't want anyone thinking that's my penis. I have it in my contract. If I send my son, there's no cock shots. If Jude boy's there, you get full cock. Raph's there, no deal.
If they've got the money, I'll take a dick pic and they can CG it in.
They've just superimposed a Snapchat cock on Raph's little... Wow, that really is Jude Law. I can tell by the penis.
It's still taken from like under the covers at night though, so it's just a fully erect but like hazy dark picture.
Oh, Jude,
put this on.
Why'd you take it from the bowl angle?
What does this have to do with Harry Potter, Jude?
Stop sending this to J.K. Rowling going, hey, I'm a man.
When's Dumbledore gonna get some nudes going, am I right? I don't do Pilates 90 minutes a morning to not have this ass on screen, thank you very much.
Jude Law demanding the nude gay scene in 30 minutes with Mads, just like, come on, JK.
What do you mean I don't get to fuck Grindelwald? What's the point then? What did I sign on for?
That's what I thought the ones were for. Come on, give me something.
I thought that was Dumbledore's secret. Isn't this what's in the subtitle? What do you want from me?
How do we even bounce back to Twist?
I know.
Carl, don't. That cost us $20 on Adobe. We don't have the money for that. Like the film Twist, we can't afford the transition.
It's fine. I got the same deal. I got 3 for $10. I'll whip out the other ones. This is also a fun one.
Oh, it's a sliding whistle. Thank you.
They're like, the editor's like, what seems better, the spray can or the sliding whistle?
No.
So director's like,
Have we got anything else? We got one more. Do not use it though. That's for the denouement.
Alright, so, we meet all the characters. Lena Headey from Game of Thrones is like the evil one.
Sykes.
That's from Twist.
She's
Sykes. Yeah.
We've got,
which, I mean...
Oh, go on.
I'm just, if you're gonna call a character Sykes, just get Wanda Sykes. Like, why don't play these games?
No, don't play those games. Or get Martin Scorsese to play Sykes from his great film Shark Tale, where he plays Sykes, the car wash manager. There's 2 options right there.
Why? What is the story behind him even getting that?
I think he took a good role and it paid off. I don't know what... Pretty short story right there.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime role. When you find out you're going to get to voice an animated character alongside Jack Black and Will Smith as a fish, yeah, take it.
Here's the thing. There's 2 answers. One, he had a kid on the way. He was like, maybe I'll give my kid something to watch. Or, hear me out, I think he's a great voice actor. I think he nails that role.
I do actually think he's good at it. So, I haven't seen Shark Tale in a while, but I always remember actually quite liking the Sykes character.
Yeah, I think he's got some, pizzazz. When he has that big list of things that is worse than Oscar, comedy gold. There's whale poop, there's rocks, there's coral, and then there's you. That's comedy.
It's true. Even you couldn't do it as well as him just
No,
now.
and my name
And
is
you're
Oscar.
also quite a good voice actor.
I am, yes. I also own...
This isn't your voice.
No. You see, it's...
The entire podcast has been a lie.
It's a lot of energy.
This is my voice.
Yeah, no. It's just your voice. It's a one-man show.
So basically, once he gets there, he starts bonding with everybody. They're all like, "Hey, do you want to work for us?" He's like, "Nah, I want to go spray paint buildings." We meet this red-headed chick that he starts having a relationship with. They begin to bond, at one stage, early on in the film. And she's like, "You ever been anywhere?" And he's like, "I can go anywhere with my imagination."
And she's like, "So you're fucking poor, right? Another drawer. God damn it. Here we go. Shit."
If somebody says I can go anywhere with my imagination at the age of like 21, red flag.
Big red flag.
Huge red flag.
Book a ticket to France. It's a couple of pounds on the train.
Oh yeah, from where he is. I thought you were like meant from here, and I was like, no, you'll need your imagination.
There's no way you get into French from Australia. It's impossible. People have tried. They've died trying.
So anyway, they coax him to come back for dinner. Because Michael Caine cooks dinner for everybody.
Michael Caine coaxes him back by going, "Hey, listen, look at that painting behind me." And Twist is like, "Well, that's obviously a fake." And Michael Caine's like, "Is it?" And Twist is like, "Boy, howdy, that has to be it," with no proof he's on board. Comes back for a nice dinner. These adults eat like animals. I'm disgusted. They eat like it's...
Why are there so many of them? And then they're not in the rest of the film?
I don't know. Well, all we have is Rita Ora, Banksy, Red, Michael Caine, and Sykes is barely in this. Lena, good on her. She's in like 3 scenes, and she's the main star of this.
Yeah, this dinner sickens me. If I was in Twist's shoes, I wouldn't even eat this fucking gruel. Does he even say, "Can I have some more?"
No, I hate this. Lena says, "Want some more?" And then pretty much winks to the camera like, "I said the line, you know, from the musical, the much better one. Anyway, back with the film."
Somebody needed to enter left of screen suddenly and go, "More?"
A pompous fat Englishman. That's really what you need whenever you say that sentence.
A near Alfred Hitchcock-looking gut of a man. More. They go to bed. They've had a nice dinner. They discuss some random.
It's very
crap.
weird, isn't it? They all sleep here.
It
I don't
is.
know why they don't. I feel like they've stolen enough. They shouldn't have to live here. They're all adults. I feel like they've got enough of a start in life. They could just probably not, do this.
Yeah, they go to bed and the hacker guy like hugs a shoe.
Yeah, because he stole that shoe
From Twist?
I don't know. I don't know what this is. I've written it down as well. He hugs a shoe. There's nothing else to add.
Who's the shoe for? Why? This was the moment I was actually quite sad.
Oh, this was it?
I was just like, who's writing this? Is this funny? Why is he hugging a shoe? Is this improv on the day? That actor going, I think it'd be fun with... Is Rita Ora writing this script? Is this... this moment broke me a little. It's an odd moment, but the movie never wins me back after.
The movie holds in that shoe for a while, doesn't it? It's like, you know what? You're going to laugh at this. It's kind of one of those jokes that they were like, listen, we're holding it long enough. It's almost funny. And you know what? Another 10 seconds, it would have won me over, but it didn't.
It's a close-up of him in the shoe for a lot of the runtime, really. In fact, most of the actors come and go in front of him hugging that shoe. David Williams is introduced to the left of the shoe, and the Heist is introduced to the right of the shoe. And they play on little mini screens within just almost like a live viewing of this man sleeping with the shoe.
It's how you'd rather watch your films, really. You get to have the film in a smaller screen, but you keep the shoe in shot, so then the comedy really works.
It's the type of movie I wish I was listening to the director's commentary at the same time. Just because I'd love to hear if he was like,
it wouldn't be that. He would
look
at that shoe shot and just laugh. He'd go, oh God, you can't write that stuff.
He's like, what's fun is we actually had this little game on set with the shoe where we passed it around and we all came it and then we gave it to him to hug in the scene. It was quite funny and humorous on the day. In the context of the film, I don't know, you can only see a little bit of the cum.
Leaking out a little bit, a lot of sexual lawsuits, but here's the thing about sexual lawsuits. If it's funny, it sticks.
That's right. And I think I nailed it. On to the next scene, my lord.
Oh, okay. We're like 40 minutes into the film. All it's been is just.
Oh, is that it? Fuck.
That's it. All it's been is like parkour, setting up the characters, and like, sure, for a film that sounds great, but we've got maybe 50 minutes, and we've got a lot to do. Right.
Oh,
and the film almost wakes.
You go.
The film wakes up, goes fucking hell. All right, shit. All right, here's the setup. David Walliams, he's an old art dealer. We're gonna steal his paintings. Michael Caine, I used to work with him. He stole everything from me. Anyway, here's the plan. Doesn't list off a plan.
The plan is the most generic little heist thing ever. It's we've got to steal the phone and put it back in his pocket. Yeah. It's, I dare say, a one-person plan to pull off. I don't know why there's like 5 people involved. I don't know what the hacker's contributing.
The hacker's almost a hindrance to the whole thing. Imagine the setup. David Walliams is like, he's so perfect, he like works to his coffee place, he buys a coffee and then jumps in a cab. Michael Caine knows this because they've been stalking him for like 12 days. I don't know how long it took them to get this info. But essentially, all right, they go up. Red, who is in love with Twist, goes up to David, smacks him, gets the phone. Twist then runs, I'd assume 3 kilometers down the street, runs up a staircase, puts the phone in a little bucket, twists the little bucket up so then the hacker can start. Why was the hacker not meters away?
Why couldn't she have just passed the phone to the hacker walking by? You don't even need Twist. It's not even necessary in the own film.
And it's not impressive parkour, because essentially he runs in a straight line, climbs some stairs, and then the only bit that could be interesting, they have a small little bucket. This bucket has thrown me. What the fuck is this bucket?
The bucket does most of the heist. Let's be honest. I was hoping the bucket had come back in the third act, and it's like a Chekhov's bucket moment. And the bucket had turned on everyone, and that was like, the bucket was working for Sykes.
That's a twist. Oliver Twist.
Oliver Twist.
You're
How do you take your martini with an Oliver Twist?
Are you surprised there isn't a twist in Twist? I was kind of like, no, mentally preparing. Like, it's a heist film. There should be a twist.
I thought for sure it was going to be like I thought they were going to reveal that he had painted every painting. Like any painting that had ever been stolen, and he just sits up there with all the originals and he's like, they did my dirty work for me this time. Like, but no, instead they're just like, what if Michael Caine got shot? Like,
Carl, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Anyway, the heist goes without a hitch. And I can't stress you, this heist should have just not gone without a hitch. But it goes off with a hitch quite a bit. They almost lose him, but they leave the phone. Anyway, it's all solved. But now we've got, like, again, we're an hour into the film. We've got 30 minutes. And the setup for the next heist has not even began. Before we jump into it, this is a weird bit. I don't know why they've jumped on the Twist bandwagon, because there's a lot of weird stuff that comes with bringing Oliver Twist into a modern world. You have Sykes, who, in Oliver Twist, has, like, a young girl named Nancy, who's meant to be red in this, who's, like, sexually abused and is very, like, it's very upsetting. So then the film's like, all right, well, we have to include that. That has to be a core part of this film. So then they're like, oh, how about Red's in an abusive lesbian relationship with Lena? Don't know why. Don't know why they needed this. It's very
because she's killed in Oliver Twist, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, why don't they kill her here?
I don't know. I'm so confused with the character of Sykes, because Sykes is like meant to be running the whole thing and like blackmailing Michael Caine. I don't know what she has on them. I don't know what's going on really. It seems like it's Michael Caine's plan, and Sykes is like, if you don't do it, I'll kill you. And Michael's like, I've already planned it.
Sykes seems non-integral to anything. Like, they should have just killed Sykes ages ago.
Yeah.
All she is an issue all the fucking time. Like, it's just, in terms of, like, if Michael Caine's already kind of ruthless, he should have knocked her off ages
100%.
ago when she's, like, just walking towards any door, he's, like, in the head. So many issues done.
Constantly alone by herself. She's like, well, no security needed by my enemy that I'm blackmailing. I'll just rock up with my dog.
One of my favorite things is, I don't know why it's in the film. I don't know what is to be achieved in the sequence, but Michael Caine at one stage has to get involved in a small heist, and so he comes in as a Russian man with the darkest moustache I've ever seen, but the whitest hair, as white as snow. Just
hear me out. This performance, are they going for funny? Because if they're not going for funny, I'm sorry, Michael Caine, but you're gonna have to retire. This is one of the just upsetting, isn't it?
I mean, he spends most of the movie sitting, so I think he was just in here for a paycheck. I don't think they mean it as comedy, because the way that this man fixes the entire hiccup of the film is to then put on the mustache again. That's what happens at the end of the film, is he's like, oh, I've got 4 hours to come up with a cracking plan to save everyone. Just puts on a mustache. If he was like, our lives depend on this, turned around, he's wearing a mustache, kill myself. I'd be like, oh, we're gonna die anyway. This is the worst conceived plan I've ever heard. I'll just kill myself.
The best part is, though, he's doing this fucking Russian accent. He's like, da, how you doing, I bet you go. I bet you there. And everyone around him is uncomfortable because it's a demented man trying to, like, do a Russian accent.
I feel like they're flat out just like, that man has dementia. Like, they're just...
Oh, no.
Oh, should we just, like... Okay, so basically...
Let's set the scene for the third act. This is now the heist. Yeah. We're going to lay the groundwork out so you guys can understand as much as we now know, and then try and tell us what the fuck just happened. Michael Caine does his weird Russian thing to get planned schematics of the David Williams art place. The schematics could be less detailed. It is a blue square with just in the middle that says art gallery in it. And Michael Caine's like, right, we've got all the intel we need.
I was shocked it's just David Williams' apartment with the living room being a gallery.
It's pretty much that.
It seems like the easiest place to get into. Like a casual burglar would just accidentally fall into that place from the ceiling.
If you do parkour long enough, you're just going to fall into an art gallery. It just happens. That's the thing.
That's how the Louvre got Mona Lisa. The robber fell. Dropped it into the Louvre. I was
stealing from the Tate. I took a little shortcut and now it's stuck in the Louvre. Fucking hell.
That's why galleries don't mind people parkouring, because sometimes you lose some and sometimes you get
some. That's the thing. Sometimes you rock up with a rare one, You're kind of like, yes.
You're like, oh, what's this? A Picasso. Lame.
In the bin. We've got enough of him.
I wanted a Monet.
All right. So here's the schematics. They're going to now. They've sent in Red to go steal. Not steal. Sorry, my mistake. What would be a better thing? She's got explosives. She's gonna blow up the bathroom, which I think is a step way too far. But hey, we're there. She sent Michael Caine pushes her in. Go, all right, go flirt with him.
The entire plan hinges on how well she can convince David Williams she's having a shit for 10 minutes. Like, he's so concerned. He's like, you done in the bathroom yet? Have you finished, like, pissing? I'm getting very concerned. She's like, oh, yeah. Getting there.
I'm squeezing
and it's
it
like,
out.
David, calm down. Have you never... I mean, I understand you would never go to the bathroom on a date. But... I mean, sometimes I think David Williams was overreacting in this segment.
I don't know. My date went to the bathroom for 20 minutes and I heard a small explosives go off. I might be a little bit concerned.
There's smoke coming out from underneath the door and you're like, it's not good.
That's gastro. Anyway, so...
He's like, oh, am I going to get it too?
Starts puking everywhere. Anyway, so Red goes in. She pretty much is like, I've got the explosives. Drops it, blows up in her face. Then Twist is like, thank God I know parkour. Does a couple of run jumps, flips on the building, gives her another explosive. They put it under his sink.
The only way they get away with this is Rita Ora does a prank call.
Oh, it's upsetting.
That's like, go look out a window. And he's like, takes a step and is like, yeah, I'm looking out the window. And she's like, hangs up. Like,
there's a big fart noise down the line, like, read it, yeah. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm obsessed with this interaction.
She's like, I don't want to talk about love songs anymore.
Then David Williams, I don't know, sure it's an art
It's
going.
the worst heist. They're immediately onto it. He's so onto
And
them.
you know what the worst?
So
they have the
quickly onto
schematics of the fucking place. David Williams like, hey, guard I hire here 24/7, come up here. And they're like, there's a guard? Shit, the whole plan's ruined. Get out of here.
Michael Caine's like, run, everybody run.
Run. But he's in Russian. He still has the little moustache.
He's like, God, I'm gonna have to go in. Looks at the crew with a black moustache on.
Banksy just shoots himself in the face like it's all over.
I love the idea that Michael Caine only wants to be involved on the heist and just keeps turning around with the moustache.
Michael, who keeps giving these to you? We keep confiscating them. He's like, I bought a 10-pack on Amazon.
He's like, what do you mean? I'm growing them. So basically they then get to the next stage of the plan, which is David Williams is going to transport one of his paintings away.
Well, because again, they blow up the sink and they're like, yes, a small flooding mistake. He'll have to... He's just, I don't know, they're banking on him, like, the place is flooded, so he's like, we have to get all his paintings out. He could put it on a small bookshelf and it would all be safe. I don't know how they're this planned, but anyway, the painting's on the move, isn't it?
Does he leave his paintings lying face down on the floor?
Like all good art collectors, just on the floor, just...
Because if that's how he takes care of them, they'd be easy to steal. Easy.
Again, you just walk in there and you go, oh wow, what are these? Oh, is that a Monet on the floor? Great, I'll just take that. You've got no care for these.
So the plan is somebody hides in a box on the moving truck and they just get out of the box, take the painting, hop back into the box, and then the box gets delivered somewhere.
Again, the plan is so airtight that it hasn't accounted for Banksy pretty much going, I'm pretty claustrophobic. And everyone going, what? What do you mean?
Nobody's told him about the place. I just realized I have to get a box.
Twist is like, fuck, I'll do it. And everyone's like, well, hang on. You're the guy who does parkour. The hacker's there. And then immediately the plan goes to shit.
The main reason this goes to it's the funniest thing is David Williams looks out the window and the girl from the night before is just like, oh god, I hope he doesn't see me. And it's just like and he's like, it's her, we're getting robbed. And I'm like, why are you there? Why are you driving? Why are you even involved in the heist?
There's so many extra characters. They have such a band of bandits and they're like, we'll just reuse the girl before. It's much cheaper.
Michael Caine's like, you've gotta be wearing a moustache, or the whole thing will fall apart. He'll recognize you in a heartbeat. Put on the moustache.
My favorite thing about this whole thing is that I don't know why, but they've given Twist a smoke bomb. They're like, just in case shit goes down, here's a fucking smoke bomb. Immediately the plan goes to shit because like Rita Ora is like a traffic control person. She's like, hang on boys, hang about, you can't cross these lanes. And they're like, is that Rita Ora in a weird moustache? I don't buy that at all. And then immediately Twist is like, the plan's gone to shit, pulls the smoke grenade and drops it.
He falls out of the truck. He like lightly leans against the doors and is like, rats. So then Lena Headey rocks up, kills like 30 police officers in just keeps on running up to them and just strangles them. They're always like, oi, we'll shoot. And she's like, too late, I've strangled this one. And then like dodges
zigzags to the neck, like, I got
another.
your neck.
They're like, oh god, she's moving like an alligator. We can't get her.
This is the part of the film that I cannot tell you. Like, you tell me if this is right. So anyway, they're on the run. Everyone's on the run. Twist has a microchip at the start of this. This never comes back. So I'm even more confused. But, all right, let me try and see if I can... Oh, God, I'm just confused. You tell me what happens.
So Twist has to confront Red about her relationship with Lena Headey, and he's shocked by the concept of somebody being bisexual.
Oh, that is upsetting, isn't that's so funny. He's like,
What do you
but we did
mean?"
it. You did it with me, my penis, and you, and your vagina. And she's like, well, sometimes I like vagina. He's like, what do you mean? I don't get it. I just don't understand.
He's like, I just don't. He's like, but what if I like this? He's like, but I couldn't do it with a penis, could I? She's like, if you wanted to, you couldn't. He's like, what? No.
Michael Caine, the moustache, told me no. That was his big first rule when entering the weird club we have there at the robbing place.
He's like, first you gotta have had it with Red, and then you gotta have had it with Michael Caine.
Back to Red, then Michael and moustache. That's the 4 rules of this club we've made.
But yeah, no, I just thought it was really weird that it was a... I don't know if this movie was trying to be progressive and teach people about bisexuals, but, like, it was an uncomfortable thing that he was just like, I don't get what's
But it's not
going on.
resolved either. It's not like she teaches him. He's like, well, hands up, I just don't understand it, and I refuse to learn. Back on with the heist.
I love the idea that the rest of the their relationship, he's just constantly like, oh, but you're not into me, because you're a lesbian. She's like, no, I could be. And he's like, nah.
One way or the other. I'm so progressive with the gays and lesbians, cannot get on board with the bisexuals or whatever you call yourself.
He's like, I just don't get both. Who's that for? What does it mean?
I love it. His flag's just like LGB. No. LGTT. LG, life's good. He's like, oh, that's a good brand I can get behind.
So, because the heist goes wrong, Sykes flips out. She thinks that Twist is a mole for the police because he's been given a phone.
Yep.
I mean, this is all just fucking nonsense.
This is... I'm so confused. Essentially, like, Sykes, like, Michael Caine, you got 3 hours to plan another heist. Michael starts rummaging around his costume bin, just like, oh, I think I can do it. This is where the film...
He's like, would it be weird if I was Muhammad Ali? And, like, raises some boxing gloves. And he's like, did he have a black mustache?
I think the black moustache is working. That's the part of the heist I get. The rest I'm not a big fan of.
He's like, I've got a great impression of Judas and or the Black Messiah.
Flip a coin, I don't mind which.
I can do both. I'm great. I can also do a Jesse Plemons from Power of the Dog. So basically he comes up with another plan, which is literally the entire plan is he's like, here's what we'll do. You can wheel me, the prime suspect, the one who has an MO to screw over David Williams, into the belly of the beast with a fake mustache. And what we'll do is I'll take out a gun in clear daylight, surrounded by police in this place, pop it into David Williams' jacket, and then we ring him. And instead of grabbing his phone, he'll grab the gun and he'll pull it out right in front of him and go, I've got a gun. And when everyone freaks out, that's when we pounce.
Michael, that just won't work. They'll recognize you. He's like, check out this one on my little noggin. That's right, a black moustache. He reused the same fucking Russian one from like 20 minutes ago. And the police are like, we caught you. I don't know what's going on.
He's got one on his forehead, one on his cheeks, one on his lips. He's like, 4 moustaches, they'll never see it coming.
Anyway, so this plan happens. While they're having it, Twist parkours into like the bank vault. They send the painting down in an elevator. Then when they get to the bottom of the elevator, Twist has stolen it in the elevator. The guard's like, you're not getting away. And Twist is like, I don't think I am. You tell me this. Then then Rita Ora's there as well. They parkour onto a roof. They then go, all right, well, I guess we'll have to zip line. They zip line down. They fall, I'd say, 100 meters into a horse-drawn carriage. They're like, appity boop, ebony snoop. And they jump out, and they're all okay.
A movie with a budget would have had them fall right under those horses, and then a horse chase would ensue. I was robbed. When they fell into the carriage, I went, what's the point of you? I do think it's also really funny that he's there for parkour because of his speed. But then the bumbling detective that's there for comedic relief always catches up to him.
Oh, he's terrific, isn't
No
he?
matter how much Parkour Twist seems to do, the detective's like, I was an inch away. Just from walking regularly.
You see, the police detective doing 4 flips off the building. He's like, damn, how'd he get away? I was pretty good at parkour, but I missed one lesson, so he got away. He got away. There's some more bullshit.
Yes.
They're essentially getting the painting out of the way. The hacker.
There's a weird creative choice where they fast forward footage of getting Michael Caine out of a wheelchair and then fast forward them running to a car.
Yeah.
That was odd.
I don't know what's going on, essentially. Michael Caine then sits back down on a stoop, and then Psych rocks up like, you, what are you doing here? Then Michael Caine's like, punches her in the breast.
Michael Caine's like, how did you recognize me? And then removes the moustache.
Fagin, you're there. There you are.
And then there's a moment where, for some reason, Twist abandons Rita Ora, and then they just go to the same place anyway. It's just he's like halfway down a ladder.
Yeah, I don't know. This last 30 minutes is so convoluted, so confusing.
It looks terrible.
Oh, the editing's dreadful.
Yeah.
It is painful. Essentially, it ends with them all on a roof. All the characters somehow meet up. I don't know how, but essentially Sykes is like, all right, give me the painting and I won't shoot red. Twist is like, how about you don't do that? She then goes, all right, fuck it, and then shoots Michael Caine. Red and then Twist then run off, right?
The stakes couldn't be lower because she's the only one with a gun. She should win.
Yeah.
There's literally a section where it's just red, and red just needs to make a jump, and she nails it. Then for some reason, Twist doesn't make the jump, even though he's the parkour guy. And then Lena Headey does the jump in heels, and then
Makes
is just standing above him with a gun.
And then just kicking Twist, kind of slightly. And then this is the most egregious... Oh my god, this part of the film I was so confused at. Again, there's no explanation. Essentially, she's about to shoot Twist, and then Michael Caine, bang, from 40 roofs away, shoots her, and then goes, didn't think I'd die, would ya? And then it cuts. What? How did he survive?
Because I think I don't know.
Okay, lock that in. Here's the thing. Those moustaches gave him quite a nice little padding.
That's what I thought. It should have been the moustache took the bullet for him, and he has to the ending of the movie's a burial for the moustache with the gunfire in the air, a Navy salute or whatever. Just
a tiny little coffin. Michael Caine's already growing another one. He's like, oh, that was my favorite one.
He's like, my next one's going to be pencil thin.
Carl, it's 1 week later.
Oh, so as soon as I saw 1 week later pop up, turned off the film. I have no idea what's happening. I have seen the movie, this can't add anything to it, I've given up, so I have no idea what happens at the 1 week later. Oscar, fill me in.
Oh man, it's bad. Twist essentially walks into a police station, goes, hey boys, and the cop's like, hang on, what are you doing here? You're the criminal we're after. And he's like, hang on, I bought you guys breakfast. By the way, I'm off. They're like, hang on, we've got... They don't get him. And then he's got the painting above... He leaves them a note saying, above the brown sauce. They check the brown sauce, and there's the painting there. They go, why, I never.
So he returns the painting.
He returns the painting. But one thing he does is he puts that shitty painting his mum made in the Tate Modern. And all the art critics are like, wow, this is actually the best painting ever. Is this the new Banksy? And I shit you not, it widens back, and it's all these beautiful, gorgeous paintings from the last 500 years. And then that shitty reflecty one in the middle. They're like, wow, it's kind of powerful. People are going to pay 50 grand for it, maybe.
Oh, wow. You know what? I've never made a better decision in my life than to turn off the film early.
You made such a wise decision. I was upset.
I was like, it can't add anything. My only hope was that maybe I was missing out on a rap number or something.
Oh, you wish you stayed for that. Then Oliver Twist grabs the mic and he's like, yo, Michael Caine, pull up a chair. And they go at it for 40 minutes.
He's like, how about we list all of the morals and the messages that we learned during the film? Yeah, my name is Twist and I learned to care. That family is about above being air.
I do not know what a bisexual is, but I've refused to learn. La, 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 la.
Where's my diggity diggity boy with a mustache? And then Michael Caine hops in, turns his hat backwards and is like, it's me, it's Michael Caine, and I got a mustache.
It was the #1 billboard that week, did you know?
Not on the Billboard charts, but just the best billboard that week. It's just the rapping. Just
Michael Caine bought that, like, there I am, billboard #1.
who knew there was a weekly rating of just the billboards in London, and you'd be #1, Michael Caine.
Carl, who would watch Twist 2021?
Look, I don't know. I don't think she'd have a good time watching it, but I'm sure she might find a little bit of enjoyment in it, and that's if this movie was on ABC 2 at about 9 p.m. at night, and I think maybe my mum would enjoy it. Just a little, not much, but I'm sure there'd be pieces, and she likes David Williams, and she likes British things, so I think it would definitely have to be on ABC, though. I don't think she'd give it a chance with ads on anything else.
No. I'm going to completely agree with you. I think Carl's mum would like this. Take an L.
Yeah. And you know, she has a really good I just don't think, you know what, she'd probably be like, look, it's a not recommend, but she'd be like, that was a fine way to waste 80 minutes of my life.
Here's the thing, she'd log it on Letterboxd.
Yeah, I'm almost there on getting her to have a letterbox because she loves a film. So maybe she'll watch Twist, maybe she won't. We might get her to call in. But I think
call her up now. It's only a Friday at 9:00. I think she should know. She shouldn't have to know.
I think I also think that maybe it's a fun watch for people that hate nepotism babies. And,
this
is to see them fail.
Yeah, this is the comeuppance for many. Feel bad. This is not a vehicle that anyone should. Here's the problem: it's English accents done poorly, and they never sound good. Even English accents don't sound good, so it's not going to be good for everybody.
I'm offended by that.
Are you? Go on, do your best English.
Hello.
Oh, he's absolutely nailed it, that cobber.
Oscar, who do you think it's for? Or did you just say?
Your mum. Fuck you.
Listen, it's not fair. We're not on the playground.
Listen, I don't think it's a very good heist. I think if you like seeing a heist film that confuses you, I think if you got Ocean's 11, watch this. It'll humble you.
I think if you weren't able to follow the Ocean's movies, maybe this is of your pace. In terms of heist.
I don't think the film knows. It's kind of one of those ones like, up to you. What you think is probably right.
It's weird that do you reckon they just had a heist script, but they needed an IP to make it, and so they were like, "What if it was a Twist remake?"
It does feel very much like that because, like, all the parkour shit, it feels like a parkour movie, honestly, and that the parkour was so essential to this heist that they were like, "Fuck, can Twist do parkour?" They're like, "Not really," but they're like, nah, "We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway." Michael Caine's got a little mustache growing. We'll do it.
Oscar, you got a palate cleanser?
Yes, I do. I watched Stuck on You because I was... One, I think it's funny, just the film itself. I thought it could be an episode for this. It's not. It's very weird. It does not deserve to be 2 hours long. I thought it was ending 5 times over the runtime. It's strange. It's kind of like mocking that whole like what it's a terrible comedy premise and we actually do it. But then like the comedy doesn't really hold up. I don't think like the emotional, bonds really work. I
remember thinking it was a sweet film. So...
Yeah, it's quite sweet. That I think like that that's the nicest part of it. It's just like, oh, these two brothers are like combined and work so well together that spoilers, when they get separated, they actually do need each other. Meryl Streep's in it. Crazy.
Is she?
Yeah. Playing Meryl Streep. Cher's in it. I don't really have much to say.
There's 2 really good gags, which is one, the guy that does a one-man show with his brother attached to him is conceptually a funny gag. The other one is that they can't walk after they're separated because they're constantly leaning, so they're always falling over.
That is quite funny. And that's, yeah, it's, I don't know what this, I'm very confused. It's kind of sweet. I don't know how well it did. Just happy Greg Kinnear and Matt Damon have been attached to each other for an entire film. Carl, what did you watch?
I watched Fresh on Disney Plus, which won't be new by the time this episode comes out, but is new at the moment. Did really well at Sundance. It's very good, and I recommend people watch it.
Nice.
And I think it's best to go in not knowing the plot. Oscar, what are we reviewing next week?
I believe it's 12 bad short films.
Movie 12?
Alas, no. Movie 43.
Every celebrity in Hollywood being unfunny for a full 90 minutes.
Oh, give them all not much money for this. Thank you for listening.
Thanks.